Welcome to Food All You Never Wanted to Know. Today, I'm looking at a little bit of a success here. We planted some blueberry bushes in the fall that were advertised as being ready to bear the next year. And this one is Duke. You can see through here. This was my quick attempt at putting something over these bushes before they started to ripen and before the birds got at them. It seems to have worked. Now, they were already pollinated before I did this, and all this is, folks, is tulle. T-U-I-L-E, T-U-E-L-E. I'm not sure how to spell it, but it's a fabric used probably in wedding dresses and stuff. Over here, this is really ragamuffin thingy. This was an onion bag from a store, and that seems to have succeeded too in keeping the birds out. I have another one in another spot too. Then we had a few plants that didn't do very well, that didn't make it through the drought we had early in the spring before I realized that, I'll show you one of those. This was the fail. This is what happens when you put a few off somewhere else, not close to the house, and it's a drought year. So if you do plan on growing blueberry bushes, please put them where you'll notice them, close to a hose, because if that first year or two, if they don't get enough rain, this is what's gonna happen. So anyway, we are gonna pick some blueberries later. We'll see how that goes. All right. This is an interesting part. Getting an onion bag off.
Nope, 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 nope.
Nope.
You got blueberries sticking out the side.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. And the birds missed them. Yeah, we do have one that we did not cover that had ripening blueberries, and they got stripped of the blueberries. All right. Then we'll come over to this one. Let's see. This one I just tied with string. This is really, yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get this out. We'll pause a minute to get this open. All right. This is the tulle.
And there's the spider.
There's a spider. There's a spider in there. Well, why don't we just let it go in the ground? All right. Those are pretty blueberries. These ones are the Duke. You can see what they look like. The ones over here are blue crop. So they tend to be they look a little bit bigger. The other one looks a little more prolific, but again, this is the first year of bearing, and blueberries get bushy and big.
These have to be staked.
They have. I think this has to be staked.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna pick some of these, see how many we get. Dear, if you can do the blue crop and I'll do the Duke, we'll have a taste test competition.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, we have one other blue crop that has berries. They look good. Right there?
Have some.
We're going to. And over here, we have one more Duke. So over here, the blue crop bush has more and the blue crop has less. Or wait. No, yeah, the blue crop has more. What did I say? The Duke has less. So we sort of traded. So out of the bushes that we have, 4 of them have succeeded with their first year production. Then we had a few that look like this, and my husband put his little app to work that shows what plants are and what sicknesses they might have. And what did you say this was called? The
Scorch.
leaf scorch. And just like I thought, it was because of the heat and the drought on some of the plants that did not get enough water. And of course the one in the upper field that we didn't pay any attention to, I think has totally died. But they can recover from this, is what it said. And you don't need to break it off according to the app. I'll research it a little more. But this one, hopefully next year.
The app said if you prune it, the new growth is even more susceptible
Oh,
to the scorch.
so you should not prune it, you should just leave it.
Yep.
And remember to water. Here's our first harvest of blueberries. This one is Duke, Blue Crop, and we had one Elliott plant, which had a lot of the problems with the leaves. So there were a few that were ripe on there. And we're going to taste test these. These were from 2 plants, and that was from the poor plant. Anyway, and we had 2 that, well, we had one that really didn't give us anything because it was so affected by the leaf problem. Well, we came in just in time. It's lightening up a little bit. It poured. In case I forgot to say it, welcome to Food All You Never Wanted to Know. This is pretty much our first harvest of blueberries. Our first year off of, well, these were basically off of 4 plants. Again, this is not typical for mature plants because this is their first year of bearing. And this is also the drought year, and heat did affect yield quite a bit. Now blueberries, just so you know, they do self-pollinate. However, if you have various varieties, they'll produce a lot more. And I'll tell you, the freshness and the taste is way better than store-bought. And we're gonna give a little, and plus, you don't dig into a little pint or quart of blueberries and find mold like you do sometimes at the store. Sorry, stores, but that's happened to me a lot lately. So we're gonna taste test these. These are the Dukes. My husband's holding the camera, so he can't do this. The Duke. It's a nice blueberry taste. This is a Blue Crop. I'm rinsing them. Anyway. I think the Blue Crop had a little more flavor. And I thought the Duke was supposed to have more flavor. I'm sure we didn't. Oh, it tastes good. It tastes sweet, but I think the Blue Crop was actually better. Now we also got these few pitiful little ones, these little Elliots, poor Elliots, and they should produce way, way better than this. This was just, that was one of the plants that had the problem.
And we did have one Elliott that died.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shaking.
Okay, all right. That's kind of not exciting. I think it's supposed to be exciting because I only chose plants that sounded good. Okay. My husband may or may not feel differently, but to me, the Blue Crop is the winner, both in yield and in flavor. So if you want to try blueberries, realize it takes a lot of work. It takes several years. And the first bearing year is not going to be exciting. And you do need to protect the berries before they turn blue. Get something on them to protect them from birds. As these plants grow, we will do something a little bit bigger around them, a cage situation. But anyway, this was delightful. Any harvest at all, I'm excited. So remember, Either grow them yourself or find a local grower, find a U-Pick farm. That's great. So remember, take care, like, share, subscribe.